Hey, today's video, I've got three things I want to share with you. Two of them are really significant. Number one is I've got a brand new range behind the camera there. I just finished it about an hour ago. We'll talk about that. I've got a brand new gun, the Marlin 1894 Ruger made 44 Magnum. It was just introduced about a week ago. I'm really excited about this. And my daughter gave me a coffee cup for Father's Day I want to share with you. I hope you'll stick around. Hi, George here, and welcome to Tales from Target Suite, where I'll share my perspective on guns and shooting, and we'll have an adventure or two that will make even a grown man smile. And yes, this is the Ruger-made Marlin 1894. It is my the most anticipated gun that I knew they were going to come out with. This one's chambered in 44 Magnum, and if you go to their website and do a little digging, the Marlin website, you can see that they have a 357 Magnum version coming sometime in the months to come. So that's something we can all look forward to, but I'm excited about the 44 Magnum because as you might know, if you follow the channel, I had one of these that I bought in 1972 when I think I was still in the Army in San Antonio. Kept it for a few years, and for some reason I let it go. But what a great historic firearm, and it truly was introduced in almost this exact metal configuration over almost 130 years ago in 1894. Let's put some rounds downrange and see if the thing even works. It does shoot a little bit to the right and a little bit low with this ammo. So we're going to have to do a little tweaking there. But anyway, what a fine gun. Let's shoot it some more. Well, I said we had built a new range, and here's the old range. And that's where I was shooting this morning, right there on this side of the RTV. But I did go down here and I added some more targets. And what this is going to do for me in the morning, it's going to let me shoot in the shade because the sun comes up right over here. And so I'll be able to stand over here and make morning videos. So that's why I did this. And this timber right here was part of the original spillway that I built back in the 90s, and it came out from right up there. And as you can tell, there's Tim, and he's done a ton of great work. And so I'll show you a little bit of that here at the end of the video. But this is our new range. So let's go back and do some more shooting with this Ruger-made Marlin 1894 44 Magnum. And by the way, it does have a 20-inch, I'm not going to give you all the details, you can get that online, but it has a 20-inch-ish barrel, blued steel, walnut stock, really nice. You saw that in the close-up. But the checkering is done really well. I personally wish it was slick, because that's what I had, but they have really put together some handsome, I'm sure it's machine cut or laser cut checkering. Very nicely done, very nicely done. And you saw that it has a room for a scope. We are going to put a scope on this, but not for this video. And I think you'll be interested in the scope that I chose. So stick around for a later video and you'll get to see the scope on this little gun. But I think you'll find it appropriate. What a great gun. And the range is new. My old range is right here. In fact, we're right in the middle of where steel targets are, right there. But I was having such a problem with the heat. It has been so hot here in northwest Louisiana, as it has been in much of Texas and other places. It's been brutally hot with, yesterday, the heat index was 116. But let's shoot some 44 specials now and see how that goes. And these are 200 grain round flat nose bullets. The cartridge manufacturer is HSM. These are cowboy loads, cowboy action cartridges. And I shot some yesterday. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But let's see if we can get some of these down range, because they sure are easy on the shoulder. There we go. All right, well, let's talk about the 44 specials. So in the last minutes of light, I came down here, I was just finishing up editing this video, and I realized I needed to say a little bit more about the hitch, because I had a bigger problem with it yesterday when I was filming, and I actually got the lever open and I couldn't get it closed. And so I took it back to the house, I disassembled the mag tube, and I took the spring and the follower out and was able to unload the rounds. Everything was fine. Since then, I've shot a ton of ammo, and I have not had that problem yet, or again. But I have had a problem with a little bit of a hitch, and I think I'm just going to attribute that to it being a new gun. And it just seems to be getting smoother and smoother with each cycle, so to speak. So, one thing to keep in mind is every lever gun is not going to cycle every combination of factory or hand-load ammunition. And it's even indicated as such on the Marlin website about this gun, that it will cycle a wide variety, I believe is what it says, of factory ammo, both 44 special and 44 mag. So it's not going to cycle everything. That's just the way it is. But I think we're okay. Let's get back to shooting some more 44 specials. I'm going to load up more 44 specials, and we'll run through them pretty quick and see how they do. All right, here we go. We're going to cycle these off fairly quickly. Oh, got one more. Beautiful gun. Square bolt design. The function of this design is very, very similar to the 336, but it does have an open-sided receiver all the way from the front to the back, and a square bolt. It's more expensive to manufacture that way, and it's also, I've seen comments on other people commenting on this on the 1894, wanting to see cartridges in it like the 454 Casull, but because it is open on the side all the way, it's probably just not up for that kind of pressure. So anyway, it does have a cross bolt safety. If that's a big deal to you, then it's a big deal to you. It is not a big deal to me. I rarely use it unless I need to. I'll just leave it at that. Let's talk about the trigger pull a little bit. And I did that yesterday, and you can see the trigger pull is pretty darn nice. Great gun, beautiful gun. It is one that I have really looked forward to. I love the 336. I love my 1895s. I love my Winchester 1892. And the Rossies, well, we've talked about those a little bit. But let me know, what's your favorite pistol caliber lever gun? And let me know in the comments. And I may try to get my hands on some of the other brands, and we'll just do a tabletop review with some shooting of all of the pistol caliber lever guns, at least the ones that I can get my hands on. So let me know in the comments. But with all that said, I'm going to cut this one short, and I'm going to give you a quick update here on the pond, because a lot has happened since I posted a video last week, and I'll just give you a quick update, and then I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Well, I'm standing here next to Tim's excavator, and he's been out there behind the pond dam for days now, pulling trees out, cleaning things up, working at it, and so I'll show you that here in just a second. But the bulldozer was delivered yesterday, big old thing, and he's going to start working on the backside of the pond dam here in the next day or so. But let's walk up here on the pond dam. I'll give you a look. And speaking of Tim, he just drove up over there, so he's going to get cranked up. And what he's been doing for the last days is working here behind the pond. And if you'll remember all the trees that we talked about pushing back, well, those trees are all pushed back. They've all been pulled out, and most of them have been burned. There's a few trees here he has left to deal with, but even all the way past there, there was a giant pin oak right here, water oak, and then just past it was a dual trunk pine tree, big pine tree. We've even gotten that out. And he took some of those trees and he put them in right here. And so we're going to maybe put another tree or two in a different place, but I think that's going to be some great habitat. Let me know what you think. So let me step off the levee here just a little bit. Try not to fall here in all of this roughness that was caused by the pigs. And I'll give you another look here. But there it is. And even all of that has been cleaned out. So we've got some plans going now for our overflow, things like that. But anyway, I thought I'd give you a quick update on the dry side. Thought I'd give you a quick update on the dry side of the pond, and things are making progress on the wet side as well. And once we get some activity there, I'll roll that in. See you in the next video.